What's up, co-reporters, and welcome back to my channel. We've got to talk about the Ultimatum reunion episode. So much went down that we absolutely need to talk about. Shout out to one of my Instagram followers, Lima Aha, who hit me up in the DMs asking me to talk about this. I got you. I got you. Listen, I feel like no one is going to be safe when it comes to my recap because, like, a lot of them, in my opinion, have a lot of serious work to do. Even some of you guys' faves. I'm going to keep it real. It's not going to be a bash Nick session or anything like that. I think pretty much everybody here has a lot like that they need to work on. Just like anybody else, right? Myself included. I feel like we all always need to work on ourselves. So let's start off with Zaina. Zaina, in my opinion, has extremely, like, frighteningly low self-esteem. The fact that she was treated the way that she was treated by JR during that show, he disrespected her every chance he got. He spat in her face. He flirted openly with Sandy in front of her. He even said something that was just so disgusting to me, which was after the trial marriage and everyone was gathered together before he was about to pair back with her, he said, oh, I met Sandy's mom. Like, she's such a nice lady. Like, she even invited me to go celebrate Christmas with their family, and I might take her up on it. I was like, Zaina, that should have been your opportunity and your moment to say, you know what? I'm good on you. I don't want to deal with you anymore. Like, you're making a mockery of me and of our relationship. Like, Zaina, he disrespected you so badly that no one even believed that this was a real relationship. So the fact that this happened, and now we're finding out at the reunion that our girl was so desperate for this man that she continued to see him after the show. Like, it's mind blowing. It truly, truly is mind blowing. Like, ladies, please, we've got to start loving ourselves because what is this? Like, how much more? How many more ways does this man have to show you and tell you that he doesn't like you like that? He doesn't care about you. You were just, a random whatever number or girl to him. Like, that was so sad to me to hear. She said that she had taken him out to a dinner, massage at the Ritz, or his, um, all sorts of things to celebrate his birthday. But then when it was her birthday, this man, he had allegedly organized some kind of a dinner for her only to ghost her the day of. Like, if that doesn't show you, I don't know what will. Even though he already showed her repeatedly throughout the season. Like, I was saddened for her that happened. But at the same time, I'm like, girl, he already showed you. He showed you who he was, what it was. Like, you should not have even been interested in this man at all. And I'm happy that that's what it took for you to finally wake up and stop dealing with this man. Mind you, they went on to this show with her trying to, like, tell him, hey, listen, we got to get married or we got to break up. And not only did he refuse to marry her, he refused to properly date her. They didn't even have a title. So you went on here from a situationship, hoping to jump into fiancéship, and then you got back downgraded to a situationship all over again. Like, sis, what was this? I like the little QR code stunt under your nail thing that you pulled. It was fun. It was cool. It was different. But all that over JR, like, Jesus. And I'm not saying this to, like, crap on her or anything like that. I feel like we've all been there where, like, we were delusional for, like, one person. But I feel, or I would have imagined that we all did this super young. Zaina not in her 30s? Like, this is like teenage to early 20s, maybe mid 20s if we're pushing it, behavior. But listen, she's got it out of her system, and I don't think that she will ever be down this bad for anybody else. But another thing that really surprises me about her behavior and desperation here is that she already knew that this guy was an F-boy going in. She said that before they even went and started filming the show, he stopped allowing her, quote unquote, allowing her to comment on his Instagram posts. Apparently he told her, listen, Zaina, I'm trying to build my brand as a fitness influencer, and I don't want people thinking I'm in a relationship. You got to keep posting me on your Instagram, but I don't want to post you on mine. And I also do not want you commenting on my posts because I don't want people knowing I have a girl. Like, that should have been a red flag. Like, what is this? Again, kudos to you on the QR code thing, but let's talk about like, let's talk about fishing your self-esteem out of the gutter for you to even put up with all this mess from JR of all people. And also, how are you not turned off by his voice? The man speaks like a full-blown valley girl. Like, come on now. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, let's move down the line. Who's the next person we're going to talk about? Scotty and Arya. Thank God the two of them are no longer engaged. They were a terrible pair. I think that Arya deserves a million times better than Scotty. Again, if you've seen my video or not seen my video, I have a video talking about how Scotty is toxic. I think he's toxic and I think he's dangerous. And I mean physically dangerous. The way he would like stare down women like this, like they're prey and he's about to pounce on them and beat them or something like that when he'd get upset. It was very disturbing. So I'm really glad. Like when I saw in the finale that Arya said yes to the engagement, oh my God, I was just so like upset. I said, Arya, please, come on now, not this guy. Not this guy. You could do so much better. But now to find out at the reunion that they broke it off literally within 24 hours because she knew she made a mistake. Thank God. Thank God that she came to her senses. And so it turns out that she only said yes, despite herself, knowing that this is not what she wanted, was because this man is afraid of rejection and she didn't want to reject him on the show like that. So she turned him down privately, which, okay, good for you. I'm really, really happy that that's what you did because no, this guy's not it. He's not. And he still does seem to be very immature and volatile. So I do think that she made this right decision. I felt bad for her because she kept on pouring her heart out to him at the reunion about all the issues and the things that she wanted addressed in order to marry him. And he was just there like in the corner like this. Like, giving her nothing. So to me, that should be confirmation that you made the right choice, Aria. I will say, though, that I didn't like her behavior towards Caleb at the reunion. I felt that it was very, like, unhinged behavior. Like, and I had felt this way during the season as well. Like, okay, maybe you guys, like, kind of liked each other a little bit, which is natural because you were doing a trial marriage, right? And you were supposed to get to know each other intimately, not sexually, JR and Sandy, but intimately, emotionally, and whatnot, right? So it is normal and natural that connections would develop. And it's not breaking news the way that Arya wants it to be breaking news. Like the fact that she kept on hanging on to this and just wanting everyone to know that Caleb, like it's to me felt like she's sad and miserable that her relationship did not pan out. And she's upset that the guy that she really likes, who is not a total asshole like her ex, he's happily in love with somebody else. And so she came here, in my opinion, on some misery loves company type of nonsense, trying to break up that relationship because she's not happy with where she's at. And she wants Caleb to leave Mariah and either stay alone and be miserable like her or be with her. It was very, very weird. And I don't like what she did to him. And more importantly, I don't like what she did to Mariah, and what was the thing about the Instagram? Oh, he's liking my stories. He's watching my stories. That's called an Instagram friend. Like at the end of this experience, you guys continue to follow each other on social media like all the other couples and random people who participated. What's wrong with looking at each other's stories? That's what Instagram is for, sharing your stories, looking at other people's stories. What's wrong with liking them? He's not sliding in your DMs saying, oh, like you look so good. I miss you. I love you. Like there was none of that. It was just friendly, casual, regular social media interaction. So again, it really felt like she was trying to make that more than what it was, just like she was trying to make her connection with him more than what it was in order to either make herself feel better or to mess up his stuff. And I didn't like it. And I'm going to be honest with you, as beautiful as Aria is, perhaps Caleb just isn't attracted to her. Okay, we've got to start being real here. Just like you're not attracted to every attractive person. Okay, and sometimes you're not attracted to people of certain, I don't know, maybe you could look at someone and say, oh, this person is so attractive. However, they're short. So I'm not attracted to them, although I appreciate that they're good to look at. Maybe they've got blonde hair, maybe they've got red hair, or maybe they got brown hair, maybe they got black hair. And although I can acknowledge that all those people can be attractive, I'm not attracted to them. You know what I mean? I get that vibe between Caleb and her. I feel like she's attracted to him and this, that, and the other. And because she's also attractive, she feels like he should automatically be attracted to her. And I don't think that's the case. Although he did admit that he did have some sort of emotional like attraction to her, I don't know that it extends far beyond that, to be honest with you guys. Like, Anyway, like it was weird and it was a flop. I've got the receipts of him looking at my Instagram stories. Like the only receipt there is that you were pressed over this man. It felt like she was more upset over him and losing him than she was over her situation with Scotty. But to be fair, Aria, I'd be too, because Caleb is a nice, calm, chill guy, and Scotty is a terror. So, like, no, he is hell on wheels. He is someone that would make you absolutely miserable. So I get it, but it just wasn't cute. It wasn't a good look. Now, I do have a question when it comes to Caleb and Mariah. Why did she wait until this reunion to tell Caleb that she was upset about his actions during the show? Because here's the thing, they watch the show with everybody else when it comes out. Then afterwards, they've come and filmed this reunion, right? So to me, it's like, wouldn't you have been having these sorts of conversations like at home, and then saying, hey, like, like I was upset, but we talked about it and we worked through it. Like something feels off about this. And another thing that feels kind of odd here is that she was pushing so hard for marriage, but the show was filmed last year, in summer of last year, and which means it's been a full year of their engagement. And she says they're going to get married in summer of 2026. So you did all this pushing just to have a 3-year engagement. Something feels off there, you guys. I don't know. I get stalling vibes, and I'm worried for her because it seems like she's really like into him and he is her whole world. Whereas him, I'm not even sure what he's really got going on. I do find him to be a rather vacant person. So who knows, but good luck to that. Now, let's get into JR. JR is someone who drove me nuts. I think that he's a weirdo who drank his own Kool-Aid. I'm sorry, but like he's someone who like was like overlooked. I think he's got like ugly duckling syndrome, kind of wilding out. Like when you grow up and you're not attractive, maybe perhaps this is going to be better. So if you were a person of color, for example, and you grew up in like a white suburb or something like that, maybe people did not find you attractive based off of that. It wasn't the right demographic for you. And so you grow up feeling like you're super ugly, or maybe you grew up around people of color, but like, you were different. You grow up feeling like you're ugly, right? And then when you get older, you start taking better care of your body, you work out, you gain these muscles and stuff, and now people are reacting to you differently. But inside, you haven't done the work to recognize that, like, that you're attractive. It's okay, working on your self-esteem. I get the vibe that JR still has that ugly duckling like inside of him, like he's got low self-esteem, and so he does these sorts of things, like all of this excessive weird flirting to validate and prove to himself that he is attractive, because he doesn't just believe it at face value, if you guys catch my drift there. Another thing about him is I think that he doesn't actually like women. And I'm not saying he's gay or anything like that. I'm just saying I don't think he likes women. There are a lot of men who are heterosexual who do not like women and who do not respect women. For example, look at Afghanistan. What do those men have going on there? They hate women. Women cannot even speak in public. Women cannot sing in public. Women cannot go to school. Those are people who hate women. They're not gay, not all of them anyway, but they don't like women. And I get that vibe from JR, and I really don't like it. And the way that he speaks to Zaina, for example, when Zaina was talking about all the nice things she did for him for his birthday, he's like, well, did I ask you to? It's like, oh, nasty, but okay. Anyway, so he did come across to me, like when they showed the flashbacks, as a creep who's never gotten laid. The way that he was saying those weird things to the girls and touching up on them. There was a particular scene shown where he was like feeling up on Aria's leg, and I was like, ew, like that was icky. That gave me a visceral reaction. And to me, the way he was speaking to them, the vulgarity of it, like when he told Sandy that he loves BJs, I was like, this is sexual harassment. Okay, this is not cool. The way you're acting with these women, like they're meat here to service you and whatnot, is disgusting. I don't even know how Sandy was so attracted to him. Like he was the biggest ick walking there, and it was just yuck to me. Okay, and so Sandy, by the way, was surprisingly irrelevant during this reunion. I only remember her like crying wolf a couple times. Like she just had these like weird fake tear moments that I don't even remember why she was crying. I just remember it was just excessive and a little bit inappropriate. And I also have to tell you that I think that she and JR vowed to never tell the truth about hooking up with each other. It's obvious they hooked up with each other, especially that night when they were by the pool and everything. You're by the pool, you're flirting hardcore, and you are drinking. You know, you get home, you're all wet, there's a shower. I'm sorry, but this is the perfect recipe for boning. Those two were boning. I am sure that they were banging like a screen door in a hurricane on that particular night and potentially other nights as well. Now, let's get into Sandy's ex, Nick, shall we? In my opinion, I think that Nick is a danger to himself. Okay. And Vanessa actually confirmed it. So I got to be honest, I do think that Nick is on hard drugs because he made a slip up during the reunion when he talked about like having an alcohol problem. He's like, I've got an alcohol problem. Like, you know, I went back to using, and I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Alcoholics do not say that they are using. They say that they are drinking. I relapsed and I went back to drinking. This man, I'm sorry, even just looking at him, you can tell that he's got serious substance abuse issues. You see it in the quality of his skin. You see it in his eyes. You see it in his mannerisms and whatnot, that there's something deeper than alcohol going on with him. And I really hope that he is honest with himself and with others moving forward, because this is something that could risk his life. To be honest with you, I get heroin vibes from him. I'm not saying he's definitively on it. I'm just saying that that is the vibe that I get from him. Speaking of Vanessa, by the way, she and Dave did just get engaged. So congratulations to them on that. Though I will also say that I kind of get the vibe that they another reason outside of Nick being extremely volatile, but another reason that they left the experience early, in my opinion, was potentially because Dave realized that his market value isn't that high. I think he thought, hey, like, you know, I'm this white guy, I've got blonde hair, blue eyes, like I'm hot, but sorry, but the market's changed, baby. Like that's, you know, it's different. The people you were around were not really checking for that, and they were not checking for you. And he saw that he didn't really have any real connections. The girls weren't really feeling him, but that Vanessa did. And I think that that made him scared. You know, I'm not saying or dismissing anything that they said about Nick. I believe everything they said about him being unhinged, volatile, and just uncomfortable to be around. But I do also think that that worked in Dave's favor because he already was rather insecure about the fact that the girls were just not feeling him. Anyway, you guys, those are just my thoughts. As usual, I'm more excited to hear what you have to say about everything. So please do make sure to leave all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed my recap. Take care and have a great weekend. Bye now.